Hello, if you're reading this or watching this tutorial, you are in for a great tutorial on how to write an introduction paragraph. This is going to be covering both literature essay as well as an introduction paragraph for a informative essay. So very first thing, there are some things you need to have in your intro, and one of them, in any paragraph you write, you need to have grade appropriate vocab. Use that thesaurus.com. Use any other resources that you need to make your language sound either grade appropriate or more sophisticated. A little tidbit of advice: please do not use words you do not know the meaning to, and in order to prevent you from using words that are incorrect. The other thing you want to do is when you start your intro, you want to hook your reader. Come up with some sort of lead-in that's catchy, engaging. Then that is another tutorial if you want to learn how to do that in more detail. Next, what you need to do is you need to make sure you introduce the main idea of a task. Your introduction paragraph is that. You're introducing your reader to whatever it is that you're talking about. So you want to make sure you briefly do that in your introduction paragraph. That might include introducing your titles and your authors, maybe the titles and authors that you're using for your research. If you're writing a literature essay, this is where you introduce the title of the book and the author who wrote the book. But you need to make sure that your reader has a frame of reference in terms of where you are getting your information. You then need to provide brief background on the task that is related to the prompt. Okay, so if you're writing a literature essay, there is some sort of prompt that you've been assigned. You want to give us brief background on the task. Why are you writing it? What are you hoping to get out of it? And it's pretty general. Okay, it's like 2 to 3 sentences. If you're writing an informative piece, you are giving background on whatever your topic is. So if I'm writing an essay on horses, I give a brief background on horses. If I'm writing about Instagram, I'm giving a brief background information on Instagram so that your reader understands what they're doing and what they're going to be expecting. Because it only helps. If I know nothing about Instagram, then I won't understand your essay if you don't provide any background. And that all happens in your intro. The very last thing you have to do is come up with your thesis statement. And your thesis statement is like the topic sentence for the entire essay. So you're going to want to know, or you're going to want to figure out what your body paragraph 1, your body paragraph 2, and maybe if you have more, what those body paragraphs are all going to be about and what their focus is, because the focus of those paragraphs turns into your thesis statements. So if I'm writing an essay on smoking, and I'm going to write my body paragraph 1 about the health risks to myself, and then body paragraph 2 is going to be the health risks about others. My thesis statement is going to be something like smoking cigarettes negatively impacts not only yourself, but the people around you. That way I'm covering information in both body paragraphs when I'm writing my thesis. So when I look at your introduction paragraphs, these are the things we are looking for. I'm going to look for all of it. They're kind of like required, and any teacher that reads your intros is going to be looking for these items. That being said, I decided that I would give you an example of a literature-based essay, an introduction paragraph for a literature-based essay. Sorry. This one's for All Summer in a Day. You're going to notice right away we have the title, we have the author, and we have a brief background of this information here. Sentence 2 goes into the theme, so we know that this essay is going to be about a theme, and this person's explaining what theme means and then connecting it to the text. And then sentence 5 here is their thesis statement. We know right away that they're going to be talking about don't judge a person until you walk a mile in their shoes, and it's going to be applying to various characters in the story. It encompasses all of the requirements from our previous slide. Okay, grade appropriate vocab. The hooking of the reader could be better. I think it's actually missing. Introducing the main idea of the task, yes. Introducing the title and author, yes. Providing brief background, yes. Thesis statement, yes. Okay. This one right here, information-based essay for an introduction for an information-based essay. This is, I broke it up a little bit better for you so that you could see, like, we have the lead in. This could be shocking statistics, shocking terms, or a quote. And this is about the Dust Bowl. Then you have to provide general information about the topic. Okay, and this is like the who, when, where. and then you have your thesis statement. Now it says use thesis statement you created in Noodle Tools. This is an example I pulled. So if you're not using Noodle Tools, just ignore that, okay? But I'm looking at things. I see background information. I have a really engaging lead-in. I have, if I look at this, I introduce the main idea of the task. I'm providing background. I have a catchy lead-in. I have great appropriate vocab. And then, do I have a thesis? Sure do. And that means I know that paragraph 1 is going to be about personal effects. Second body paragraph about cultural effects. So when you determine what kind of essay you're writing, is it information-based or is it literature-based, will dictate how you kind of go about it. But either way, these are the things you need in your introduction. And these are the things I'm going to be looking for, okay? Using great appropriate vocabulary, hooking the reader with a catchy lead-in. Do you introduce the main idea of the task? Do you introduce titles and authors? Do you provide a brief background of the task that's related to the prompt? And do you provide a thesis statement? If you're in the brainstorm stage and you're like, I need to do all these things, I'd like to check it off, this right here is a graphic organizer that you can recreate easily and can help you make sure that you include all of those necessary parts. If you have any questions, come find me. If you are need something to be checked over, come find me. If not, happy writing. I can't wait to see what you produce.